and people just kept on showing every week, and we kept selling out a beer every week. And they're part of the success. Seriously, like we owe it all to them. That's why we
definitely
were able to like reinvest all this money during a difficult time into the business and actually expand. Right now, it's overwhelming. So it pushes us to not be comfortable and push forward and just I don't know, strive for greatness, man. I don't know. We're
for greatness.
It sounds weird.
Hey, what's up, Vox and Hops heads? I'm Matt, the vocalist of Cryptopsy and the host of the Vox and Hops Metal Podcast, brought to you by Sound Talent Media, where I sit down with fellow metal musicians to talk about their lives, music, and craft beer. I hope you've been having a glorious week so far. I most certainly have been. This is going to be the last Vox and Hops episode for a whole month. That's right, I am taking a month-long vacation where I will be hanging out with my family so that I can enjoy life, metal, and craft beer a little bit more in depth. I'm looking forward to coming back in September in full force. If you are a new Vox and Hops head, do not worry. I have over 280 episodes that you can go back and check out throughout my month-long vacation. I'm very stoked to announce that I have teamed up with Indie Merch Store to bring you the official Vox and Hops merch store. Indie Merch makes the best merchandise. I have been working with them for years with Cryptopsy, so it was an easy choice to choose who I wanted to set up Vox and Hops' merch store with. You can head on over to my website, voxandhops.com/merch. That's VOXANDHOPS.com/merch to check out the full line of official Vox and Hops merchandise. When you are checking out, don't forget to use the promo code VOXHOPS10, that's VOXHOPS10, and you will save 10% off of your entire order. Now, before we jump into today's episode, I would just like to ask you to follow the Vox and Hops Metal Podcast on the podcast platform of your choice. But more than that, I'm also asking you to tell a friend about the podcast. If there is someone in your life that loves metal and craft beer, tell them to listen to Vox and Hops. You can tell them that there are over 280 episodes available on their favorite podcast platform with the world's best metal artists talking about their life, metal, and craft beer. If you were to encourage one of your friends to become a future Vox and Hops head, that would be something that I would truly appreciate. Now, in today's episode, I am with Alex Erian and Marc-André Filion of Messorem Bracitorium. Get ready, everyone. This is Vox and Hops episode number 289.
I warn you, what you are about to hear is very disturbing indeed.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Today I'm with Marc-André Filion and Alex Erian of Messorem Bracitorium. Of course, Alex is from Despised Icon as well. Very cool to be back with you on the podcast. Very happy to be with you boys. Crack those beers. Go for it. Show us what we got.
All right.
How are you guys doing today?
Doing great, man. How about yourself? Thanks for having us.
Of course, super stoked. Let's just dive straight into the meat of this. Vox and Hops is all about hanging out with my metal friends, talking about their lives, music, and craft beer. What beers are you guys drinking on your side tonight that we'll be sharing virtually?
Right now, I'm on the single touch Citra, and it's a single touch. Single touch. It's a single IPA, 6.5 ABV. So it's Citra, so you know what you get.
It's like cat piss and farts. I love it.
Exactly. That's what I like.
You, Erian, Alex, what are you drinking today?
So I just cracked Il était une fois sécheresse. So in the lager family, it's a Helles, a little sweeter than your average Pilsner. Quite refreshing. Today is like 46,000 degrees, so I'm quite enjoying it right now.
Hell yes, a glorious, warm, humid day in Montreal. On my side, I'm drinking the HUNNA Simcoe Double Dry Hop Double IPA, 8.2%. Stoked to try this. I'm going to crack this. Let's just jump straight into it. How did you guys cope with the glorious year that is now behind us, but it still seems to be lingering on, of 2020?
I mean, it was a strange year, obviously. I think we stayed focused on what we had to do, and one day at a time. 1 week at a time. Every time there was a beer ready or they were thinking about brewing a new beer or something like that, we'll just go ahead and do what we have to do. And yeah, so far so good. I don't think the COVID thing has ended. It's still up there, we're still living it. But the fact that we're now open to public and having customers here on the terrace, it's pretty cool. So yeah, I think we're really enjoying the summer so far, and hope things will keep that way. We'll keep that way. And anniversaries come in, like Alex said, and it's gonna be huge. And we're really busy right now. It's just kind of crazy. Went to bed at like 5:15 in the morning yesterday.
Wow.
Woke up at like 9:45. So
You woke up at 9:45?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I had the Apple meeting to repair my iPhone. But yeah, we were supposed to have a meeting here with John from Candide, the famous restaurant, and so yeah, it was canceled. So I just got here after. But yeah, really busy preparing the second anniversary, and yeah,
super busy, man. We're open 7 days a week now, and as Marc-André just mentioned, I don't know, I just feel super blessed. The fact that our tap room was closed for 8 months with everything happening, and
see people back here.
Yeah,
it's just,
I mean, whether it's seeing a lot of people now on our terrace or tap room and everything, or during those 8 months off, we were just a big LCBO, a big beer store, and people just kept on showing every week, and we kept selling out of beer every week. And they're part of the success. Seriously, like we owe it all to them. That's why we
definitely
were able to like reinvest all this money during a difficult time into the business and actually expand. Right now, it's overwhelming. So it pushes us to not be comfortable and push forward and just I don't know, strive for greatness, man. I don't know. It's greatness. It sounds weird, but I don't know. We're dropping like four different beers a week and selling out within a week, and just embracing that and trying to innovate still, and not just use the same formula over and over again. And it's as Marc-André just mentioned, it's good to see our customers back on the terrace, just chilling, enjoying themselves, and that's what we're all about. It was quite overwhelming being closed for all that time, and we had to lay off temporarily the entire staff, and everybody came back, and everybody's stoked to work, and it's not a chore. People are actually stoked to work here, and I feel like our customers can feel it, and that's why it's just an overall good experience for everyone involved. So in a nutshell, that's it, Matt.
It's amazing. And you hit on a few very key things about the identity of Messorem. You are supposed to be a bar for your quartier. It's supposed to be a bar for the local people living around you, like a tap house.
Pub. It's supposed to be a local pub.
But during the pandemic, you switched everything up and became an online sales monster, and very, very well, which is difficult.
If you look at the beginning of Messorem, like when we first opened, we thought we will just be a local pub. And if you like that certain beer, you can leave with a 4-pack. You bring home what you had and what you actually liked, and that's what we thought about Messorem. But people started buying 4-packs like crazy. So during a certain period of time, we didn't have 4-packs on a regular. So we feel like we're a local pub, but like you said, maybe like not to the eyes of people. I think we're just like, people see us like fucking Molson, like it's never enough. We always gotta brew more, but it's still super local, and we want to stay that way.
Ultimate hustlers, ultimate metal musicians. I think it stems from that, having to work really hard and in reinvesting and everything. That's a band mentality. That's not putting money into your pockets. You're reinvesting into your brewery, into your business, and that is very, very commendable. Even
you buy
during
new
a pandemic.
cabs, you buy a trailer,
Yeah.
you buy a new van. It's pretty
Shit
much
that
it.
breaks. Shit that breaks, you got to fix too.
Can't ever tune out. It's 24/7. There's no punch in, punch out. You always got to be on. And I don't know. I went from managing bands to managing a service team, and I don't know.
Quite different, but
Same, but different.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is actually easier. I like it, and I get to not live out of a suitcase and sleep in my own bed every night. So it's been good.
I did want to touch on, we did have a conversation before on the podcast, and you weren't into craft beer. So
I was not.
I always ask this question when I have someone back on the podcast, is the evolution of their craft beer palate. So what happened?
What happened is I started working here, and then I switched from like a Coors Banquet to all our delicious IPAs. I don't drink that many double IPAs. I'm still a lightweight when it comes to level of alcohol, but I don't know. I get it now, and it's quite an enjoyable experience. I'm still not much of a drinker, but whenever I am in the mood, I get to enjoy one of these tasty beverages, and yeah.
You know, I used to tour with Alex, you know, with Bitter Brave, and I know him, you know, on tour and as a friend, you know. He's not like just like you said, he's not like a beer drinker, you know. He would maybe like have like cider or something like that, or like Apple Jacks or
Apple Jacks. This year. Oh, you Mad Jack.
Mad Jack?
No, that's Mad Jack.
Apple
That's
Jack's
a
beer.
Spice
That
drink.
Oh, anyway.
But I converted
You know,
the Spies to all our smoothie sours,
Yeah.
so they love les petits jus de mort.
But
Definitely.
I remember Alex when he got here, and it you know, it was something like really different to him, you know, like tasting like IPAs that, you know, it wasn't something like I mean, you know, like those kind of IPAs weren't like everywhere, you know. It wasn't a big thing yet.
And when I drank them, in my defense, they weren't necessarily good either.
But I think they were good, but you were just you were not like used to it, you know.
Yeah,
it's just like first time I had a IPA, I remember it was I think it was a beer from not an IPA, you know, like a big hazy IPA or whatever. It was from Alchemist in Vermont, and I think it was from Vince. Vince brought it back, and I had it. And first sip, I was like, ugh! It was itchy here. Like I was like all the time, you know, like clearing my throat. Like, what the hell is that shit, man? I don't want to drink that. But at the end, like, I fucking have like a brewery here, and that's, you know, like what we brew the most. It's kind of weird, but yeah.
Let's go backwards. Classic Vox and Hops question. I want to hear about your very first beers. Do you remember the first beers that you guys ever drank?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I remember. It was a black label from my uncle Gilles, and but the first one that I actually bought, it was that little brown bottles from Unibrew. They were selling for 99 cents at the convenience store next to my house, and we had like a cabin in the forest. So every time, like, it was a Friday night, you know, like we took your, you know, when you clean the floors at your in the bathroom, and your moms give you $10, you know, on Friday afternoon, you go get some weed and, you know, everything you can find to get fucked up, you know. And for 99 cents, you know, I used to get you know, like a 5-piece and 3 or 4 bottles of I don't remember the name. It's the little small brown bottle from Unibrew, you know, like the old school shapes.
Yep.
La Bolduc.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So I was going pretty hard on the Bolduc.
I got the job done. How about you, Alex?
I seriously can't remember.
It was probably about 50 or Molson Dry.
I mean, spending a lot of time at Foofs during our early adult years, Molson Dry definitely. But I'm just looking back, you know, being a teenager, going to like various parks with my friends. I feel like we would get like the points with this.
Oh yeah.
Bull Max or
Bull Max or St. Ides.
Saint Ides,
St. Ides, whatever, however you pronounce it. Both were gross, but you just had to chug them and get them over with, and then you had a good buzz.
fucking
Malt.
Cold 45s.
Cold 45s.
For the boys.
Malt liquor. Yeah. just punishing, but effective. I want to hear about the soundtracks of your youth. When you were growing up in your parents' or guardians' house, what music was playing when you were not in control of the radio? What music did your parents or guardians listen to?
Oddly enough, all the music that my parents listened to, all the like soul stuff, R&B, Earth, Wind, and Fire, all that stuff I used to hate. You know, Marvin Gaye was not into it, and now it's all I listen to now. But
share the spice of life. No?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I even play some here at Messorem sometimes.
Yeah, so good.
What did I used to listen to back then? Just a lot of metal, a lot of punk rock, some hardcore. So the classics, the Pantera, the Sepulturas, and then you sort of build that tolerance into the heavy world. So for me, I started with the local scene. I started with a band called Necrotic Mutation, and then wanted something a little heavier. A band called Cryptopsy. I don't think you've ever heard of them, but
apparently the singer sucks.
Yeah,
the new singer, yes.
No, real story though. The first show, first 18+ show I ever snuck into was a Cryptopsy show. I was 17. Cryptopsy.
Oh, okay.
And I tried to like grow a mustache or something so I wouldn't get carted at the door, and then managed to see you guys. Who else was on there? I think Nile was on the bill, and they never made it past customs. And then a band called Oppressor, and I can't remember who else. And then I don't know, some of the punk rock stuff, the early Pennywise and NoFX, and then hardcore stuff, probably like Madball and then Biohazard. In a nutshell, that's it.
And you, Filion, what did your parents listen to?
My parents were kind of all over the place. It was from Beau Dommage to Sarah McLachlan, R.E.M. My dad is a big fan of Rush.
I was going to say Chris loves Rush.
Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah. Some Pink Floyd also. Yeah, and I think they have like a good. They used to listen to a lot of music, but now I know it's just like, you know, like they put TV on and they put Stingray radio. So yeah, they change the channels here sometimes, you know, but I don't know. It's just like they listen to fucking Stingray all the time. So it's I don't see them like having like a, you know, like a passion about music anymore. It's just like they listen to some kind of stuff. But you know, like I went to for a breakfast with my mom last Friday, and I was wearing a Joy Division t-shirt, and my mom asked what it was. I was like, yo, you never heard of Joy Division? And I was like, New Order, you know, like when a singer killed himself, blah blah. She's like, oh, I know New Order. And she asked me on Sunday, like, hey, what's the name of that band again? And then I said Joy Division. She's like, okay, I'm listening to Joy Division right now. It's really good. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
beautiful cyclical inspiration. Well, how about you?
His mom just got a tattoo for him.
Yeah,
pretty cute.
Very cool.
I work with his dad too. He's a beauty.
Yeah, my dad is in Messorem also, so
it's amazing. It's
family thing.
I love it. Big question. We talked about this a lot, Filion, when we did the roundtable for Mondial de la Bière, but it was a lot in French. So I'm going to want to cover a bit of this in English for the podcast. You guys have stumbled into and become a brewery that is known as one of the hype breweries, one of the most exciting breweries, one of the breweries that chases every week releasing beer, and then it's gone. You went through a moment when there was no beer because people just bought everything. So I'm interested to, you had a very good answer. I don't know if you remember what it was I said, but I remember. I'll help you along. What is hype? Why is there hype in craft beer? You had a great answer during the roundtable. I'd like to say it again.
You know, I answered that question in French last time. I don't really like the word hype. You know, like we're not creating hype. I think we're just creating cool stuff. good stuff, for your mouth, and like visually, this, the tags are kind of colorful, and people are, like they seem to really enjoy what we do overall. And I think the hype comes from people buying our stuff, and when something's sold out, people are kind of going crazy over, like, oh, you didn't brew enough, like brew more and brew more. But I think this is what creates the hype around Messorem. I don't feel really comfortable in front of people, like when they're speaking about trends. And there's some breweries I've been asked from there was like brewery, I don't know, I don't want to name drop anyone, but someone asked me how much we paid for a hype. Like, seriously, it's a real question. Some people think that we paid some people to have a hype. And if we never gave any beers like to influencers or anyone. And, like, we have a 4-pack each for every beer. And if we want another pack, we got to pay like the whole thing, like not like 30% off or what. No, I want a 4-pack of Citra Mort. I want a second 4-pack. I got to pay for it. It's, like $32. So yeah, most of the time I don't get a second pack, because it's just, I can't buy like 4 packs every week like some people do, but yeah, I think the hype comes from customers. I think
it's all organic. It's all word of mouth. They enjoy the beer. They like the vibe.
They come here. They
we're
take pictures.
We're by
stories.
The canal. It's a nice environment. Not a lot of big streets around, so there's not a lot of noise pollution, and just visually stimulating environment. The terrace is great. Lots of room for a lot of people, and kind of isolated. So it's our little beer garden, and
it's kind of cute. And people like to take photos and share, on Facebook, Instagram, stories or posts. And when people see the terrace for the first time, I think people are kind of like, oh wow, where's that place? And they want to go. So when they have a little taste of Messorem, what we have here, the terrace, the staff here at the bar, Alex, so cool, signing autographs and vinyls, and yeah,
but
taking photos with fans from all around the world. It's crazy.
But my job here as a service manager is just making sure that our service and the overall experience is up to par with the product itself, so that's like the key point when I interview, future employees. Mainly it's obviously they have to be competent, but it's also just having that good energy, that team spirit. And, we genuinely enjoy working here, and our customers can feel it. And, that's why they keep coming back. And I don't know, we're just operating at max capacity as far as brewing is concerned. So there's no false fake supply and demand. We're just trying to brew as much beer as we can, and we can't keep up. So I'd like to thank everybody that supports us. Seriously, it's been overwhelming, and it's definitely pushing us to work even harder, for sure.
Definitely.
So exciting. I remember seeing the first glimpses of the brewery 2 years ago now, and I went to the soft launch, and I was like, this is beautiful. It's amazing. I was expecting metal music, but I understand now why it wasn't there, and I respect that.
And why is that?
Because it doesn't necessarily fit into the entire vibe of what Messorem is, and I respect that.
And what is the vibe of Messorem? I'm taking notes now.
It's more of a everybody place. You don't want to push people away. It has to be cool, but more of a calculated cool, not an elitist metalhead cool. So as much as you guys are that, you're definitely cater to many more people. You are a local pub with a chic, cool vibe.
We feel like everyone is welcome here, and the fact that like we play all kind of different music, from The Cure to Griselda or Wu-Tang, or we put a lot of different music on, but it has like a Brooklyn, New York vibe, and I think everyone seems to fit in here. There's no like one typical of dude or a girl. I don't know. I'll say that. But yeah, it's just for everyone, you know. And we feel like no one should be. Everyone should feel comfortable here, even if you're cool or not. Like, and what's cool, what's not, anyway. So
for sure, definitely inclusive.
Beer is something like that brings people together, and it's just fun stuff. You know, you get you sit with your friends at a table and you drink beer, and that's what we all like. You know, if you're a yo, like, you know, a fresh
or yo,
what
year is this, 1990?
Or poil, let's say, or preppy, you know. Beer's for everyone.
Well put, man.
A beautiful thing. I love that.
Or yo, or poil.
When it comes to keeping up
yo,
with
Matt,
your status,
just make sure you're a poil.
They're a poil.
Your band is a music de poil. You know it, right?
Yes.
All right.
When it comes to week by week, you guys are one of these breweries that I find it extremely interesting, but if I was there, I would be stressed as an artist. It's almost like every week you're doing your follow-up album. You're a success, and every week there's the stress of keeping that quality up there. How do you handle the pressure?
Don't go on Untapped.
Oh, definitely don't. I don't go on Untap anymore. I think it's William's. It's Willie's job now. He goes on Untap and see if everyone's happy. You know, if we see a excited beer or something, we send a little comment or whatever it is. Like, if he didn't enjoy his beer, we send him a comment, and we try to, you know, talk with customers through Untapped and every social networks. Yeah, exactly.
And in person, you know.
Yeah, it's really important. The communication with customers is really, really important. And I think there was a lack of communication at the beginning, because, you know, I was doing social medias, and I was doing the tags, obviously, all the merch, you know, glasses, t-shirts, hats, everything that has a Messorem logo on it, or as you know, all the brand design, you know, everything. And I was obviously like working behind the bar, also cleaning the bathrooms. I was canning the beers, you know, on the canning line. I was doing like everything at the beginning. So when people were sending emails, it was just like, fuck, you know. And at a certain point, it was more emails, more Instagram, more DMs, and we just like, and at the first anniversary, when everything sold out in like 6 minutes, people went totally crazy, and it was a fucking war. I spent like 10 hours responding to angry people. It was really, really bad. I got into, you know, like words fight with customers. I was like, okay, I just need a break. I can't do this anymore, you know. I will end up like fighting someone, you know. It's just fucking beers, you know.
I mean, you put your heart and soul into the brewery and the art and everything. I can understand.
It took like fucking 3 years opening this, you know. When we first opened, it was we worked 3 years. Comment on dit temps perdu?
3 years here and there.
Yeah, exactly. When we were like working 40 hours a week, you know, like with our jobs, like 40, 50 hours a week. And we ended up doing it, opening it, and, you know, like people saying that your brewery is bullshit, blah, blah, you don't brew enough. And it hits you straight in the heart, you know, because you worked so hard for that, and you still work like your ass off every day just to have like a release next week, you know? So, yeah.
I feel like what Filion is trying to describe is just things grew so rapidly that it got kind of overwhelming, and you can multitask and try to do everything, but at some point you just, as things expand, you need to find the right people to delegate, and that's what we've been doing.
Yeah.
And through everything that Filion has described, we've learned quite a lot. Definitely customer service now is way better than it ever was. You know, we love speaking with our customers, you know, whether it's in person or online. And
Really
we've learned a lot through the process, you know. Thanks to them, we've managed to improve this or that, and ultimately everyone benefits from that. So it's a learning experience. Nothing's perfect. We are not 2 years old yet. We will be
soon, in 2 weeks.
Yes, exactly.
But
so,
I think it's probably like the part that I'm the most happy about. The fact that now we can have like a good customer service, and it was probably like the most scariest thing for me at a certain point, because I thought that it will never be able to manage that certain part of the business, and like.
That itself is a full-time job.
Yeah, definitely not a part-time job. And like as a customer, I'm pretty sure that if you send an email and you get an answer like a week after, maybe like you're not super stoked about having an answer like a week later.
Now we pride ourselves in answering right then and there.
Yeah, we try our best.
Everybody, whether they call or email us, they get an answer almost right away. So I'm quite happy with that. And I don't know. I did it for a while. I did it all winter. And then once we reopened, I just started doing what I was doing. And so now we have someone that's doing that full time and loves it. And once again, it shows. And our customers are genuinely happy because of that. I would like to think so.
Yeah, I would like to think so too.
But yeah, learning process, man.
Every job needs the right hat. Every job needs the right hat, and the right person has to be in the right position. Has to have.
How's this one?
Yeah, it looks good.
I think I prefer that one.
Yeah,
it's a Messorem, Messorem hat.
I want to talk to you, Filion, specifically about your artistic, creative side. It's very, very special what you've created. You have created a brand that is recognizable. It's so damn recognizable that people gave Boreal shit that they ripped you off, and came to the point that Gabriel Dunant wrote you about it, and then you subsequently did a collab together because of that. I love that.
He didn't write me. He actually called me.
There you go.
I was in the Tunnel Ville-Marie, I was crossing the city, and I was just like, okay, just answering. And, yo, it's Gab Dunant from Boreal. I was like,
yeah,
for real? Like, what the fuck? Are you mad about the tag thing? Anyway, cool story.
It's really cool. I think it's just super interesting. Being a brewer, you have materials to work with, right? You're gonna make a beer. You're gonna make 4 beers a week. For yourself, I feel like the inspiration must be far more difficult. How do you handle that, the artistic side of coming up with new cans, of rebranding old cans? Because you've mentioned to me that even the original cans, if you bring stuff back, you redesign them even now. So talk to me about that whole creative process.
But it's I would say it's a hard process now, because I think I'm designing like actually when we started recording this podcast, I was taking photos, but since the second anniversary is coming in 2 weeks, I still have like 7 or 8 tags to do.
Wow.
And I did 2.5 yesterday, and it's just like every day. It's kind of crazy. Every time Gab and Vince have an idea, a new something, or they're changing a recipe, they want to do some that new beer that they're thinking about. So when I need to when this like when Gab and Vince decide to brew something else, something new, I just have to find a name and then find some ideas. And sometimes it just it's getting hard, because I just did like 200 tags in less than 2 years. And, when we first when we were talking about the project, when we first started, when we brewed, or when we first opened, we were expecting to brew like 40 beers a year. 40. Wow, okay. We did almost 100 in the first year. So at 40, I was like, okay, it's a lot, but I can probably like manage it. But 100, I was like, you guys are fucking like abusing right now. It's just like, and now, you know, a year later, I'm still here and another like 100 tags. So it's getting harder and harder for sure. And you know, reading some stuff on internet, watching magazines, Instagram also, you know. I go to museum, I visit like you know, I go to Birmingham on Instagram, click this artist and then see what he's doing, and then I click another artist, and then I just get lost somewhere on Instagram, and then I end up on Pinterest looking at things, discovering new artists, but I never bite anything, you know. I'm not that kind of guy. So I get ideas here and there, old band t-shirts, you know, old designs. You know, I'm a huge The Cure fan. I'm listening to The Cure for the last like 3 months in a row. You know, I used to be like, I grew up with The Cure, but for a certain time I just, you know, it was on in my iTunes, but not really listening to it. But for the last like 3 months, I think I'm listening to The Cure like every day. So going through their, you know, I watched some shows on Netflix, on YouTube while the pandemic, you know, alone at home, watching some shows on TVs, having some ideas here and there. You know, it's just there's no like there's no recipe to create. Sometimes, you know, like yesterday, woke up at like, I don't know, 10, and I sit down in front of my computer with Sharpies and piece of papers and trying stuff, and for like 10 hours I didn't do shit. It was just
you can't force it.
No, it was the shittiest day seriously, like one of the shittiest day since we opened yesterday. It was just like there was nothing going on. I was just like freaking out because I know I have so many tags to designs, and you know, it's summer. We some companies, you know, like they have a vacation, so I have to, you know, it's in 2 weeks, so I have to, you know, push harder to, you know, send the PDFs, you know, the tags to the les fournisseurs,
the label printers,
suppliers, suppliers, or, you know, they have like vacations and shit. So I have like this pressure on my shoulders, and it's probably the hardest way to create when you feel like you got to do it now. You know, and I hate creating in that position. You know, you feel like you need to fucking, you know, put something on the table right now, and it's probably like the worst way to.
I feel like you're
think about creating.
You're still doing a good job at it, and sometimes that added pressure. There's some magic that happens. You know, I mean, Matt, you know, you've been there. A lot of musicians watch this podcast, listen to this podcast. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that blank page syndrome. I don't know, you got a deadline from your label for this record, and you got to make sure you put it out for that tour, and so on and so forth. And then, you know, you got pressure from your agent and your A&R, and I don't know, fans, everything. And you want to deliver, you know, and once in a while you'll write
it has to be good, you know?
Yeah, it's got to be good. It's all killer, no filler. And once in a while you'll write a song in like, I don't know, half an hour, a day. And then sometimes it literally takes months, you know. Yeah. But in Filion's case, it can't take months. It cannot, you know.
Exactly.
We have to put out beers every week. So I can't imagine that type of pressure.
I don't want to shit on a fucking like piece of paper, scan it, and, you know, like, or, you know, it has to.
Might be interesting.
Yeah, but it has to be like, you know, like seriously, here at Messorem, no one's disliking my everything I do. It's kind of weird. I'm the artist on my I'm not sure, I don't even know how to say that.
On your own terms?
C'est moi qui est le plus difficile avec moi-même, man.
Self-critical? I feel like we all are.
Yeah, but, you know, like, I do something and Vince is like, oh, it's crazy. I'm like, no, it's fucking shit. And, you know,
I'm sure he's the same way with the beer, though.
Probably. No, I don't think so. No, no, he's not. But yeah, when I'm not comfortable with printing a certain tag, I just don't go further and I just start another one. And yeah, it's I don't even know what is the question. I just
you
forgot.
answered it perfectly. It's
Yeah,
I asked Vince the same question a year ago when I had the conversation with him, who had the harder job coming up to make these beers come out, and he obviously said you had the harder job. So
I mean,
but
there's
the names right now. It's kind of crazy. I don't want to. There's a beer coming up for second anniversary, and it's called Clock Was Ticking, and because deadline was, and clock was ticking, like used to be ticking, because it's always death related, so. And I just talked with the guy on the phone. I was like, yo, clock is ticking, man. It's right now, or it's, it's a bust. And I was like, yo, it could be, actually, it might be the name of the beer. Like, clock was ticking, but it's kind of, like, yeah. So it's still death related. And I got to find some ideas here and there when we actually do something like that. I wasn't expecting to find a name, just saying that, to the guy, yo, it's right now, like clock is ticking. And it's just like, yeah, it's the name of the beer. And I was really happy because I probably saved 2 hours of my life just to try to find a name with a, like death related name, or yeah. So
yeah, that's your process. But if you're drawing blanks, just hit me up. I got a notepad full of like song titles, and you could have whichever you want.
Okay, but yo, just like send it like 6 months ago.
But again, like sometimes I like try to think of what you do, and like for instance, if I have to like do some basic accounting or anything, all I got to do is total up some numbers, and I'm doing my task. But for you, if you got to do a label, it's not just a matter. Okay, I'm going to draw a label. It's. I can't even put words to it.
It's weird. I just do it. I got to do it anyway. So
it's art.
If I don't do it, like guys will be pissed at me. So I just have to deal with it, find a name, design a tag, and a week later, it's still something. Still some tags to do.
I mean, we're rebrewing some of our favorites though. So
yeah, right now, because there's a law that is that just passed here in Quebec. So tags with plastics will be illegal. So all the tags that we have here, we have to get rid of them because it's a lot of money. So we're doing a lot of redo, but not only for that reason. It's because we'll have a lot of new different beers, new beers for the second anniversary. So we don't want to, we're keeping some cool surprises for that event. So in this for the weeks just before the anniversary, it's just like normal that we do some regular stuff to have a little surprise early August,
and to give you guys a bit of space too, so that you can have time to create all these new things.
Yeah, because July is like the most difficult month for me. I can't, I do photos also, and it's kind of crazy. So if I don't have anything to create with the beers that they're brewing or before the anniversary, it saves my ass. Yeah.
Let's talk about the anniversary. At this point, when people are going to listen to this, it's tomorrow. So I'm releasing this on the Friday before. So what can people expect?
You mean
the episode's coming out
is coming out 2 weeks from now.
Oh, okay. So tomorrow will be the anniversary?
Exactly. So we can talk about this as if it's tomorrow.
Yeah. Today is the 30th right now.
Okay.
Exactly. So let's talk about the 2-year anniversary party. What's going on? What can people expect? If you want to talk about some spoilers, I don't know at what point you're going to be releasing stuff. I'd be interested to hear what you guys got coming up for the 2-year anniversary of Messorem Bracitorium.
If it's one day before, probably most of the beers will be
announced.
Perfect.
So yeah, we'll have this really cool collaboration with American Solera and Holmes. This is a really cool pastry stout in 750 millimeters. I think this is gonna blow some minds. We have two fucking like killer stouts, barrel aged stuff. We have one with vanilla, one without vanilla, And I think that one, it's a blend from 3 barrels. One has been aged for like 20 months. The other one is 14, and the other one is 9 months. This is probably like the best product that we ever did. It's just crazy.
We were doing a lot of pastries, and the one that I tasted was not a pastry, and I loved it. And
it was probably that one.
And I'm super critical with stouts, and I think you'll be stoked.
Yeah, so we have a lot of collabs with American breweries, actually. Like
we've done a lot of collabs with breweries from around here that are our friends and that we support and everything. So we try to keep it fresh, expand, try out new.
We still have our friends,
horizons.
We have Sir John. We have a collab with Sir John and we're brothers together. We have a stout with Canada. We have this amazing pills with Grand Bois. They're fucking killing it, and they're like the best lager brewery in the world. So yeah, it's good to have them on our side. We have this weird banana split smoothie sour with a brewery from near Florida. I think it's in Georgia, called Two Tides. We have double IPA with Holmes. We have a double IPA with Vitamin C. We have, it's cool to have like to have some connections with the US. It's where the IPAs are like blowing up and blew up actually, and this is where the good stuff is right now. If you know what's up in the craft brewery scene, you know that the Americans are fucking killing it, And it's good to have some breweries having our back and having some good conversations with them, hanging out with them. They're just like cool people. And I know some of the, guys from American Silver and Holmes, Two Tides, are flying here for our anniversary. So it's cool to have him. It will be cool to have them here for the first time. And it's just, beer, it's something that brings people together, and I really enjoy doing what we do, and can't wait for tomorrow.
Yo, Matt, as far as I'm concerned, I just want to make sure people don't wait as much as last year. We had a waiting line from like Messorem all the way to Boulevard de la Vérandrie. People on average waited an hour and 15 minutes to get their beer, and we really want to cut that like majorly, like quadruple the amount of like workstations, iPads, cash registers, employees, double the size of our terrace. We want it to be a pleasurable experience. It's I hate people seeing people wait for that long. We were straight up last year. It was such a hot and warm day.
Oh, yeah.
We had water pitchers with like ice and plastic cups, just handing them out to people in the waiting area, just making sure they're all right. And I don't know. That's my mandate for this year.
Amazing. Is there any special things going on? Some music events, some DJ sets? I think last year there was some stuff like that. Is there anything
some
like
DJs
that?
for sure?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, some DJs for sure. Didn't have much time to prepare that this year. It's more beers than last year, than the first anniversary. So it's more work for everyone, and clock is ticking. And we'll have some DJs, but I don't think this year will be. But next year, probably some shows. We'll probably book some bands. We'll see what we want to. We want to party with people.
Remember shows?
I remember shows. Yes.
Oh man. Yo, do you have anything booked for this year or next year, or like what are you working on?
Cryptopsy has absolutely nothing in the works, but I will talk to you about an idea after this.
Okay. I spoke to a certain JF. Maybe I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a conversation once we wrap this up.
Sounds good, man.
I do want to talk about filling the void from live shows, though. I'm very lucky I get to do the podcast. I get to be worried that I'm not prepared enough before I sit down here. Are we going to connect with the artists? I'm very lucky. I've been filling the void of performing with the podcast. How have you been filling the void, both of you?
For me personally, I don't know where to start, quite frankly. I've been touring since the late 90s, and then professionally since early mid 2000s. at some point it kind of takes its toll, being on the road 6 months out of the year.
You're
steadily.
getting old too. You're fucking getting old,
Hey,
man.
I feel good for my age, man.
You're good for
But
it.
I guess I came to the realization in 2019 that I wanted to try out. Yeah, I was getting old, and I wanted to try out something different. And
Up here.
And all of fall 2019, I was on tour continuously. I dropped 2 records that year with both of my bands. And I remember being at home for 3 weeks out of the full 3 months of fall 2019. So I actually missed Messorem's grand opening. I was there before while Filion was painting like picnic tables and seeing the bar being assembled and everything. And that was amazing, but I actually missed out on the opening. And then I remember getting back from Europe, just super burnt out. And then I was in an emo type of mood. And then my friend Sean FaceTimes me, and then I poured my heart out. And then he spoke to Filion, and then Filion FaceTimes me at like midnight. He's like, "What are you up to, man?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm not feeling good, blah, blah, blah. I don't know where I'm at in life.
He cried.
I need a break." I did not cry. And then
It's okay to
like,
cry.
"How about
You can cry.
Yeah,
You can
actually,
cry,
you
man.
No, I did not cry.
Men, women, everyone can cry. It's okay.
But dude, it's
He was like, "How about you just show up tomorrow and work with us?" I was like, "Nah, I didn't like that idea of being hired because I was a friend or anything. I do have qualifications and whatnot, to be fully honest, but so I was like, nah." And then the next day, Seb, who also works at Messorem, one of our good friends, he was like, calls me. So
he was guitar player for Ion Dissonance.
Ion Dissonance, exactly.
He's
So
still
he
is,
hits
too.
me up. He's like, "So you're gonna come to work tomorrow?" And I was like, "All right, fuck it, might as well. Let's try this out." And I just really needed that change of pace. And I've been learning all about, this magnificent world of craft beer, and just working with my friends. And, some of it is a new challenge to me. Some of it is quite familiar in an odd type of way. I've been able to transpose some of the music stuff and apply it to Messorem. And I don't know.
It's really good to have him here around. We're all friends. Me, Vince, Sebastian. Having Alex around, it's kind of cool. It's he's our bro, and like at our age, for the Camarade des Mortels, when we have kids and you're, like you have a family, to feed and stuff, you work 40 hours a week, it's harder. It's getting harder and harder to see your friends, but here I just see my fucking friends every day.
It's sick.
We're fucking blessed. We're blessed,
I could just be myself, and same for him. And we've known each other for like 20 years.
Yeah.
So it's been fun. I actually love this job. And it's a new challenge for me, and that's how I've been staying focused.
But it's not a challenge anymore. You're just like fucking good at what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm killing it.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
He's killing it. I'm so happy to have him here. Having a friend leaving on on tour all the time. You see him like between tours. It's not like super easy, but having I know he wants to get back on the road at some point, but since the pandemic and shit, it's harder. But having him around, it's kind of cool to see to finally see your friends and all the time.
I don't know.
On a daily basis, it's kind of cool.
It sure is. And yeah, I mean, long story short, that's how I've stayed focused throughout this entire event. And it's given me the opportunity to, try out new things, but also given me enough time away from music that I actually genuinely miss it now. And I'm looking forward to, rekindling with my bandmates and writing new material and getting back on tour. But I don't think I'll ever tour as extensively as I used to. I think that's behind me, and I love living in Montreal. It's something that I've rarely experienced in my adult life, quite frankly. So I really love this experience, and I don't know. I feel like next time I'll be on tour, I'll have the same feeling as the rest of my bandmates in Despised who weren't in another band or weren't still touring full time like I was in Obey the Brave. And every time they're on tour, it's 3 weeks out of the year and they're on vacation. It's like, no kids. They love their kids. Don't get me wrong. No kids, no work, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, let's fucking party, play death metal, you know? So I feel like next time I'll be on tour, that's how I'm going to feel. So thanks to this right here, I feel like it's the best of both worlds, and I finally achieved that balance that I was longing for. So yeah, in a nutshell, thanks for listening.
Love it. I love it. I love it. And Filion, you, as much as you struggle, fight to find that creativity, to get your tags done, to get your labels done, you're still painting on the side for yourself artistically and selling these pieces. I think that's amazing. Is that how you've been filling the void? You still find time for art, even though your day job is art.
I just sleep. It's just like less sleep, I guess. It's it's you know, creating some art, different, you know, like a different way than what you're doing on a daily basis. It's just like sometimes it gives me not hopes, but it's just like helped me to get out of my mind. I mean, it's just like another way to create. So it gives me more ideas after, you know, when I do like a certain line with paint, I will think of something, you know, like mixing colors. You know, sometimes it's good to step back, you know, take a step back and look at what you're doing, and, you know, creating. I do music also.
We bought a new bass.
Yeah, I bought
a new project.
Yeah, I'm on a solo project right now. It's kind of a new wave, kind of solo project, new wave in French. It's really
called?
cool. It's really
name?
Not yet. I don't know if it will be Filion or I don't know yet. But I'm just you know, focusing on the music now. Right now, but not right now. But I'll be back on it in August, because right now it's just too crazy. So it's but yeah, I bought a bass while the pandemic was kicked, like, and was at
its peak.
At its peak. I bought a jazz professional jazz bass. I bought a Telecaster also. Yeah, I spoiled myself. I was really bad at playing guitar, so I tried learning. You know, but I'm more like a bass player, so I like to when I get home at like midnight, I just take my bass and I play like The Cure and Joy Division songs and finding riffs, and, you know, it's kind of cool to, you know, do something different than fucking tags all day long.
Hell yeah.
He's on that sad boy shit.
Yeah, really, yeah. But there's some cool bands I discovered lately. The new wave scene is kind of cool. There's some bands called, you know, Fearing.
What's that band from Montreal you showed me that
Body Wash.
Body Wash?
Body
They're
Wash.
actually pretty good.
They're really good. There's this band from California called Fearing. It's real good. You know, there's a band from New York called Tempers. It's really good also. Topography from Oakland. So good. You know, I discovered so many good bands in the last year. And you know, last time I went on, it's been a long time since I've, you know, like when I went to on internet to try to find some new bands. You know, I used to do that shit like on Napster and, you know, years ago, trying to always find the new coolest hardcore or metal band, you know. But yeah, I think Spotify. Yeah.
Spotify.
Fuck my life. Fuck my life. Spotify is kind of cool for that, you know, like you can see the similar artists at the bottom of every pages, and you can get lost, you know, like clicking this artist and then you click another artist. And I kind of enjoyed the discovering bands and you know, when the curfew was you know, when the curfew was
at 8 o'clock.
At 8 o'clock.
Exactly. But, you know, like here at Messorem, it's called what's this an entreprise.
You were an essential service.
Essential service, exactly. So we had this little piece of paper that lets you be out after 8. So when I was getting back home, you know, streets were empty. It was just so fucking weird to drive back home and see the empty streets. And it was actually like, I kind of enjoyed it, you know. I felt like it was like the end of the world. And I was just like, I'm still alive, you know. I was getting back home. listening to some music, playing music, reading books. Yeah, I really enjoyed the curfew actually. Yeah, the lockdown. I really enjoyed it.
I hated it.
And I was expecting like I would have enjoyed another on a lockdown. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Wow.
I'm sorry guys if some people from Quebec didn't, but I actually really liked it.
Let's wrap this up. I know you guys are really busy. You got to get back to work. So let's wrap this up. Classic Vox and Hops wrap-up question. It probably doesn't happen to you guys very often because you're surrounded by beer all the time, but every once in a while it happens to everyone. What are your hangover cures?
The hangover cure?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, man. Like,
doesn't drink enough.
I never drink enough. I have not been drunk in years. Normally, I'll like drink a can or like a glass or two, and then I'm good. But if not, I don't know, just a lot of water and Advil.
Yeah, pretty much the same for me. I would say when I'm really hungover, I would say Gatorade, and I would probably drink a liter. Like a full liter, like two 500 millimeters.
A liter.
A liter.
Liter is something
super
gross. Wow.
Yeah. I will eat the liter. No. I mean, yeah, like a liter, full liter, a liter of Gatorade. I don't know if I said it right this time, but yeah.
You're doing great.
I'm not English. So I think I'm doing great.
You're doing great.
What's your cure, Matt? Enlighten us.
I suffer in silence.
I mean, jerking off is really good.
That's what the ex-singer of Igor Law said. She has sex and that fixes everything. But
nice.
I suffer in silence. I got 2 young children. They didn't drink the beers. I hydrate. Actually, really, what really it is, it's a fruited sour with coffee, which is how Brutal Juice from Brewski came to life, because that's exactly what I do.
Oh, nice. That's kind of cool.
Nice.
Guys, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're very busy planning the 2nd year anniversary, which is tomorrow. People, get ready. Head on over there. Don't wait in line too long. They got enough beer for all of you. They got enough terrace space. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be fun. I just want to say thank you so much spending some time with me, having a chat about your life.
Thanks to you.
Thanks, buddy. Beer. Cheers.
You're doing a great job. And I can't wait for you to go back on tour and, enjoy the music side of life with my friend Alex.
We're double vaxxed, by the way, so we can hug. We're good.
Yes.
Amazing. Hey. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, buddy.
Hey, thank you all so much for listening right to the end. You know that I love and appreciate that. What an awesome conversation. I am just so stoked that I finally got Alex Erian back on the podcast. We had a very cool time connecting at Heavy Montreal, and I have been just so stoked that he hooked up with the fine people of Messorem Bracitorium, because they're one of Quebec's best breweries. Love this conversation. I am just so stoked for their anniversary event, which is happening this weekend. You should definitely head on over there if you can. You might just see me there. If you enjoyed this Vox and Hops episode, you should sign up to the Vox and Hops Metal Podcast mailing list. You could do that on my website, voxandhops.com. That's VOXANDHOPS.com. And when you do that, you shall receive 1 email a week containing all of the details of everything that has happened throughout the past week in the world of the Vox and Hops Metal Podcast. So please do me a favor, sign up to the Vox and Hops mailing list. There is just so much going on in the world of the Vox and Hops Metal Podcast. I would hate for you to miss a single thing. The Vox and Hops Metal Podcast is brought to you by Sound Talent Media. I hope that you have a glorious month of August. I am going to be taking a break. I'm looking forward to recharging my batteries, come up with a bunch of sick new ideas, and come back in full force in September. But until then, remember to enjoy life, metal, and craft beer. Cheers, Vox and Hops heads.